Hello, beautiful people. Once again, you're welcome to Moment of Distinction, and I remain your host, Caroline Alfred. Today, I'll be talking on the topic sacrifices of love. What does it mean to sacrifice? To sacrifice means to surrender or to give up something for the sake of another thing or for someone. In marriage, the couple must learn to sacrifice for one another. They must learn to give up something just to make their marriage work. Now, one of the sacrifices of love is to forgive one another. I've come to realize that at least 60% of marital crises that people face is as a result of unforgiveness. You see a partner who doesn't want to forgive the other person and then, begins to make noise about it, and then problem comes up. As a husband, as a wife, you must learn to forgive one another. Some spouses do not forgive their partner over what the partner has done, years back, way back. They always import it into the present. They talk about it. It always hurts them, disturbs them, haunts them, and the rest of it. It is a wrong thing. Unforgiveness is a seed that when you allow it to germinate in your marriage, it can culminate into a divorce or making the marriage deteriorate. It's one thing to forgive your spouse after an apology. It's another thing to forgive your spouse even without an apology. Now, the latter is an upgraded version of forgiveness. Your spouse may have done something out of ignorance, out of foolishness, and then you hold on to it and you do not want to forgive. But if you learn to forgive, along the line, your partner will realize his mistake, come to his senses, and apologize to you. So I want to beg you, learn to forgive one another. Learn to sacrifice. As a married person, as a married man, as a married woman, you must learn to forgive your spouse if you want your marriage to be peaceful. Now, the next sacrifice of love is for a partner not to revenge or avenge. As a man, as a woman, you must learn not to revenge or avenge. It simply means to pay back. If your partner has hurt you, has done something wrong that you do not like, the best thing is to talk about it. The best thing is to pray about it and not to revenge, not to avenge. Sometimes in the process of revenging or avenging, you end up doing something much worse than what your partner has done to you. But if you let things be, if you let the revenge go, your partner would realize along the line that he has hurt you, and then he would apologize and ask for forgiveness. Revenge causes a lot of damage in relationship. I've seen men, I've seen women who want to revenge. Probably their partners cheated on them and they want to revenge, and they end up doing something worse, something unimaginable, something that they end up regretting in future. You hear things like, oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have taken the steps I took. If I had known, I wouldn't have revenged. Because that singular act of revenge had done something worse than what they expected. That is why I enjoin every couple to let things be. If your partner has hurt you, find a way to resolve it and do not stick to revenging, because revenging ultimately does not solve the problem. Your partner may want to realize himself or has even realized himself or herself, but because you have already revenged, they don't see the need to change. They just continue in their wrongdoing. And in doing so, the marriage will not last. It will not be peaceful. When the husband, the wife, they keep hurting each other, you see, the marriage will be in shambles. So please, as a husband, as a wife, as a spouse, as a partner, you have to learn not to revenge or avenge situations. Even the Bible says, vengeance is mine. Leave the vengeance to God. He knows how to handle your partner. He knows how to handle your husband or your wife. Another sacrifice of love is bearing one another's burden. Even the Bible says we should bear one another's burden. Sometimes some women feel that their husband's problem is not their problem. Some men think that, their wife's problem is not their problem. Now, the reason why you are called partners is for you to partner both in good times and in bad times. Your spouse cannot be your partner only when the going is good, and then your partner no longer becomes your partner when the going becomes bad. You must be partners both in good times and in bad times. If your husband is sick, the wife is sick. If the wife is sick, the husband is sick. You don't leave your spouse to their fate. You don't leave them to their misfortunes. If your husband is sick, as the wife, you should be by his side. You should take care of him. You should nurse him back to health, and vice versa. If your wife is sick, the husband should be by the side of the woman, taking care of her, making sure that she takes her drugs, and making sure that she is nursed back to health. Some men get into businesses that, flopped in the end, and you see their wife say, "Oh, it's none of my business. I didn't invest in that business, so it's not my problem." No. You should bear one another's burden. Even when you were getting married on the altar, I hear people exchange marital vows in good times, in bad times, for better, for worse. So why would you exempt yourself when your partner is going through pain, when your partner is going through difficulty? You only want to enjoy the good side of it. No, that is not supposed to be so. One of the sacrifices of love is that you must bear one another's burden. And when you do that, you will see that your love will become stronger and better, and your marriage will enjoy peace. Another sacrifice of love is serving one another. By serving one another, I mean helping each other. Marriage is not slavery. Marriage is not bondage. It is meant to be enjoyed. Marriage is meant for companionship. Sometimes I see some men who exert some form of authority or over their spouses. They want the wife to do everything. They want her to do everything, even when you can see that she is weak, she is tired, even when you see that she doesn't have time on her hands, even when you see that she has lots of chores to do. You just feel, oh, it's her job, she must do it. Doing that doesn't show love. It doesn't show sacrifice. I've seen some women who will sit back and then they want their husbands to do everything. Oh, the man is trying to repair the generator. He's trying to switch on the light. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that. And they have two legs. They have two hands. They can help. But they decide not to help because they feel it's their responsibility. That is wrong. You must always learn to support your spouse. You must learn to support your spouse in every way. Serve each other. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can do the cooking. The man sometimes can do the cooking. If the wife is stressed out, the woman should do the cooking. If the husband, just help one another. By helping one another, it doesn't take out anything from you. It doesn't mean that you're trying to demean yourself as a man. Helping your spouse as a man doesn't mean that you're trying to bring low your authority or you're trying to step down for her. It doesn't mean that she's taking the crown of authority off your head. It simply means that both of you love each other to help one another and to support each other. That's why you're partners. Another sacrifice of love is praying for each other. By praying for each other, I mean praying separately for each other. I'm not talking about devotions together or fellowships together where you hold hands together and pray. No. I mean as an individual, praying for your partner. As a wife, you should sacrifice your time to pray for your spouse, pray for your husband, pray for his business. As he goes out to sign that contract, as he goes out to bid for that contract, as he goes to work every morning, pray for him. Ask God to show him favor. Ask God to show him mercy, because sometimes in a particular contract or a bid for contract, you have over 10 people bidding for a particular thing. But when you have somebody, a woman, a wife who always prays for you, who always hands your businesses over to God, you will see prosperity and you will see excellence. On the other hand, the husband should learn to pray for his wife. Pray for the partner. Pray for her education. Pray for her business. Pray for her career. And in so doing, you will see excellence. You will see an outburst of favor everywhere. Your partner goes to work. All you do is to sit back, watch television, you eat, you just do other things, and you don't put them in prayer. Sometimes they could be at the verge of getting into trouble as they go out. But if you are praying for them continuously, you can avert that trouble. You can avert that challenge. Now, in conclusion to praying for one another as a sacrifice of love, I do not mean only that you must have your devotions together. I know that is good. You must have devotions together. You must pray together as husband and wife. But I mean praying for your spouse, even in his absence, even in her absence. Praying for them when they are not there. Praying for your husband when he's gone to work, when he's gone to do business, when he's gone to school. Yes, because some spouses, some husbands, some wives still go to school even though they are married. I'm talking about praying for them as a person, praying for them when they go out. And in so doing, blessings will abound in your home. Because when your husband is blessed, when your wife is blessed, you also are blessed. Now, the last sacrifice for love on today's episode is being patient with one another. Being patient with one another. In marriage, patience cannot be overemphasized. It is something that is very important. It is something that every man, every woman must do. You have to be patient with your partner. Now, come to think of it, marriage is the union of a man and a woman. Coming from different backgrounds, different families, they both have different ideas, different idiosyncrasies about issues. And so you do not expect your partner to be a robot. In one day, the partner should be able to know everything you like, everything you don't like. The partner should be able to do the way things how you want it to be. No, you must give your partner time. If it took your partner 31 years, 33 years, 35 years to grow a certain kind of character, to grow a certain kind of ideologies, it will take the partner time to either be able to unlearn what he or she has learned and to relearn. It's not automatic. So one of the sacrifices of love is patience, being patient with your partner. Some people, they have to be patient with their partner in terms of cooking. Some women don't know how to cook. Some men don't know how to cook. Some women don't know how to do certain things that ordinarily you expect them to know. Yes, I've seen some men who don't know how to keep their things. They don't know how to arrange it. Probably because of the background, they come from, the family they come from, or certain kind of environmental challenges. At that point in time, all you need to do as a partner is to be patient. You follow them patiently with love, teaching them the right thing, teaching them how to cope. And with patience, you can be able to conquer every seeming challenge, every seeming difficulty in your marriage. So, my beautiful people, I want to believe that you have gained one or two things from this episode, Sacrifices of Love. And as you do all these things I have taught, I want to believe God that your sacrifices will indeed suffice. Until I come your way next time, I remain your host, Caroline Alfred, and this is Moment of Distinction. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you.